till the darkness pulls me under. I guess mama was right. 'Cause when the clock strikes midnight, I'm gonna ride the lightning, feel the thunder, till the darkness pulls me under. I guess mama.
Welcome to the Smokin Jokin Show. My name is Beth King, also known as the Crayon Eater's wife.
I'm Jimmy King, your resident gimp.
I am Lex Bonilla, aka Men of Warrior 22, also known as Ask Jody.
We appreciate you. And this is which Lex.
I'm a little slow today.
I know, poor Lex. He had his wisdom teeth pulled, so forgive us, guys. But tonight we have with us the amazing Josh White. He's a NASCAR driver, also a Marine veteran, and he's currently got an amazing mission where he's, dedicating a lap for each of the 22 people, or 22 a day. Sorry, that in memory of. Hi, Josh. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. How about
Well,
you?
obviously not too well because I just blew that.
English.
Yeah, sorry. Lex was supposed to
But-
introduce me
but-
or to introduce you, so it kind of messed me all up. So we're gonna blame Lex for that.
It happens, I go through times where my brain just isn't braining either. So
Yeah, that seems to be what happened just now, and I'm really sorry because I really am so appreciative to have you on. So if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, some of your service, and the current mission that you're on.
So I was born and raised in Charleston, West Virginia, and currently living in Ravenswood with my wife and kids. And I've always wanted to, be a NASCAR driver, since I was 4 years old. And so, how that got started was the movie Days of Thunder, to the point to where back then we had VHS tapes. DVD wasn't in existence yet. Yes, I'm that old. And
Me too.
well, there you go. Anyway, I wore out the videotape. Like I watched it so many times. They had to go get another videotape. I wore that one out. He got a new one. So I went through 3 tapes watching Days of Thunder when I was that little. I was that obsessed.
Wow.
And it takes a lot to wear out a VHS tape. It really
does.
Yeah. But just growing up through the years, it never left me. Just the mentality of wanting to go fast and do what I do. And I didn't start racing until I was 16. I didn't have the I wasn't as fortunate as a lot of people are. I don't. I wasn't grown up. I didn't grow up into a wealthy family. Didn't have a big racing name behind me. I'm not an Earnhardt or an Elliott or whatever. Yeah, so I've kind of had to pave my own way. I started drag racing when I was 16 and loved it. I had a lot of fun, and I won some races, but it just I still like drag racing, but it's just 8, 9, 10 seconds is just not enough for me. And going straight is cool, but going left or going right, it's challenging. It's a lot of fun. It's challenging, and the adrenaline rush doesn't stop until you stop or the race ends. So I made my way to circle track racing. I raced crate late models, 5 wins, 5 top 5s, and by that time I enlisted in the Marine Corps when I was 18. I had literally just turned 18. Was walking. Let me back up here. I just turned 18 and I was walking for graduation. And that was May 23rd when my daughter was born. 2 months to the exact day my daughter was born. On July 23rd, I enlisted in the Marines.
Wow.
And so I left for boot camp. Went to Parris Island, South Carolina. I was a combat engineer, 1371 at Force CB Alpha Company. And I was in for 6 years. And while I was in, it was a reserve, I was with the reserve unit. So, I was able to have the time that I needed to continue my racing career. And, I had the 5 top 5s and the 5 wins. And by that time, I had, gained a relationship with Frankie Wilson. He was a team owner in the ARCA Truck Series back when the ARCA Truck Series was a thing. It doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. But I went to race at Toledo in 2013 in the ARCA Truck Series with Wilson Motorsports. I got a top 15 at Toledo, and that year at that track, actually, I met the team owner that I was going to make my debut with in the ARCA Series, and that was Wayne Hickson, and he was a Vietnam veteran. And so we just kind of clicked. I really just connected with him, and I raced for him in 2013. I did 2 starts one was at DeCoin, one was at Springfield, and then I tested at Daytona. And then in 2015, I did a full season, with the exception of 2 races. I did 18 out of 20 races, and I got 12th in points that year in championship points. So that was really cool. And then
Yeah.
2016, I made history. I made my NASCAR start in the NASCAR Truck Series. And back then, NASCAR didn't own ARCA, so I wasn't able to say that or say that I'm making history until I made my NASCAR debut in the trucks.
Right.
But that made me the first Marine to race NASCAR since 1966.
I think that's so cool. I was really hoping you'd say that fact. I wasn't sure exactly where that fact came in, but I was like, oh, I can't wait to. I hope he says it.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's such an honor to be a part of history like that. And we're going to keep going with it. We've already made history again. Something that's not, that hasn't been publicized is, I'll get to that in a minute. You're going to like this one. My next race beyond the 2016 race at Martinsville in the NASCAR trucks, I went to Charlotte and ARCA in 2022 and raced at Charlotte. I only lasted like 2 laps before I hit the wall. I don't know it felt to me like when I went to go let off the throttle didn't come with my foot. So I thought I had a stuck throttle, but then everybody else thought that the tires went down. So we don't know. We never knew exactly what happened there. I just know I went into turn 3 full bore at Charlotte Motor Speedway, probably close to 200 miles an hour, and I just hit the wall. I mean, it just, instead of turning, it just went straight. Now, that was a pretty hard hit. But moving forward, last weekend I raced in ARCA at DeCoin, and that made me the first service-connected United States Marine Corps veteran in NASCAR history to race a NASCAR or ARCA sanctioned race.
Awesome.
Outstanding.
That's awesome.
So, a little bit
Yeah,
about me. There you
that's
are. I've got my daughter and 4 stepkids I call my kids, and I got a wife, and we live in Ravenswood, West Virginia now, and I race at Bristol next week.
Okay, I'm gonna let Jimmy take a break real quick to do the sponsors. We're gonna pay the bills, and then also read some comments as well. But I definitely want, because I know the next part is your mission, so I really want to share that and find out why this was such a passion for you to do.
Sure.
Alrighty, thank you everybody for joining us here on the Smoke Pit with Smokin Jokin show. It looks like most people already have. Before I get into commercials, anybody who has joined the show, if you could highlight in the comments, that would be greatly appreciated. Get the word out that we're put the show on out here. We got a great guest talking about a great mission. It'd be greatly appreciated. As far as paying the bills, anybody that's looking to start their own business, improve their business, start their own organization, or sell their services to the government, some of the government contracts, reach out to RTS at yesrts.com. These guys are great. They will break it down in Barney style. They will keep it simple, hold your hand through the entire process, and make sure you get your mission accomplished. They've helped us build our website, set up the shop,
Apply for a 501c.
apply for a 501c, walk us through the entire process. If my crown eating rear end can,
He was looking at the 12-minute mark.
yeah, I'm looking for that 12-minute mark. If I can follow along, I'm sure you can too. So reach out to RTS at yesrts.com. For any service disabled veteran looking to do any of the same things, start your own business, start your own organization, improve your business, or sell your services to the government, you can reach out to RTS, but do it through their organization, Vets365. It's VETS365.org. They offer all the same services that RTS has to offer, but for service disabled veterans, they do it at a 50% discount. Vets365 also does a lot of work with the homeless vets and stuff. So if you would like to help out, go to vets365.org, click on the little green donate button, and there's actually a drop down selection menu where you can pick what you want your donation to go to, whether it be the business side of the house, housing, clothing, food, travel,
And then us.
and the Smokin Jokin show. So if you'd like to help sponsor the Smokin Jokin show, visit vets365.org, click on donate, and show us some love. It would be greatly appreciated. For those of you who like our particular brand of humor, join us on Crown Eater's Wife 1775 over on Facebook. We believe in healing through laughter, so all your military humor, your dark, inappropriate, your explicit, you're going to find on our site. Our goal is to try to make you spit your coffee out every morning and put a smile on your face. If we put a smile on your face, hopefully we'll be able to keep you from going to those dark places and becoming part of the 22 yourself. So check us out. If you'd like to check out some of our gear, head over to CW1775.org. Click on shop. We've got ball caps, trucker hats, t-shirts, women's v-neck t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies and zip-up hoodies. And a couple other pieces of gear that are pretty cool. All proceeds go towards helping us finish off our 501c and helping other veterans. If you would like to check out some gear that is designed to spark conversations on breaking the stigma of mental health issues and PTSD, head over to Etsy and check out our co-host brand, as far as it goes, Mental Warrior 22 on Etsy. Him and his Broke Bestie have designed all the gear on there. We are going to get that
Stop saying
competition.
that. He didn't design it. It was the
Wow.
Broke Bestie.
Broke Bestie designed all that gear. But like I said, it's designed to help spark conversations, to break the stigma of PTSD and mental health issues. The more you talk about it, the more you heal. So check them out on Etsy. Show them some love. It'd be greatly appreciative. Alrighty, those have been paid. See if I can catch up on a couple comments. Lex, you want to take that or you want to do it?
You know what?
I think you need to do it. No offense, Lex. I'm trying to save you.
My English is not so very good looking.
I don't know if y'all heard me. Poor Lex. He had dental surgery today. So everybody, say all Lex. So, but he's a trooper for coming on and still, showing up. So we're greatly.
I do have one question though, and Theo kind of mentioned it. I thought, Josh, when you started talking about what inspired you, I was so hoping you were going to say Ricky Bobby. And Theo mentioned, do you like Talladega Nights?
I want to go fast.
I mean, yeah, I like Talladega Nights. It's pretty cool, but it, that's just Days of Thunder was more my pace. It was more. I mean, back.
Ricky Bobby didn't come out for years.
Yeah,
So there was
ex-
a pretty long gap between Days of Thunder and
No,
Ricky
listen.
Bobby.
exactly, and that's where I was getting at too. And on top of that, Days of Thunder was. I'm not going to say 100% accurate because it's a movie, but it's more accurate for what the time was versus what Talladega Nights was in its time.
You have to, when we get done with the comments, you do have to tell a story about what your grandpa got you to help continue your passion. Other than the DVDs, what else he got you? That was really cool. And you were so hurt when he sold it.
Yeah, yeah, he got me a race truck. I was like 5 or 6 years old. It meant the world to me being that little. I mean, you don't know. You see a project you and your old man can work on and have fun with. I didn't know anything about that. Back then I was a kid. It was just the old International. Didn't even have a roof. It was just like, you ever see one of them old Jeeps that just has the windshield and that's it. that's what it looked like.
With wooden doors.
Yes, he took the doors off and put wooden doors on it. Then we painted 51 on the sides.
I'm
And then,
actually shocked we bought this now that you've explained it in its entirety.
yeah, it was funky looking. Looking back at it, it cracks you up. But it was the most hillbilly thing you've ever seen. I promise. But
No, I get
All right.
it.
All righty, well,
it was it was
Speaking
such a
after-
heartbreak for me when he sold it though. Like I was young and I was like, there goes my world.
Okay, Jimmy, you can read the comments now. Sorry, sweetheart.
I'm gonna strangle you.
He's gonna strangle me. This is 20 years of marriage. Welcome.
He's like, I want you to read the comments, but I'm gonna spark another conversation and let it go. All
At least I wasn't
right,
interrupting you
Keisha
this time.
Tucker, Angie Hall Cook, Lance McEnany. I know you guys were a couple of first ones in here. Thanks for joining us.
Hey guys.
Spanky's in the house. Hi, Spanky.
Hey Lance. Hey Spanky.
Trying to get past all the haze. Oh, I did have one comment that it didn't come. I was surprised it didn't come across the screen. Josh, when you said that you started out with drag racing, but 8 or 9 seconds or whatever it is as far as it goes, just wasn't enough. I couldn't help but sit here and think either A, that's what she said, or B, I'm glad Beth doesn't have that issue that 8 or 9 seconds is long enough for her. So.
No,
Doing game.
man.
Hey, we're past the 12-minute mark. I can make all the jokes I want now. All right, so there's one where Theo asked about the Talladega Nights.
Theo, my brain's moving slow, but it took me a minute. Drag racing is completely different sport in San Francisco and Atlanta.
Oh, I believe it.
Yes.
I believe it. There's I learned something today, even like late model racing in the Midwest and the South and even the eastern part of the United States can be completely different than like how it is in like New England and stuff. Like there's different rules and definitions, this and that and the other. So like different parts of the country, of course, it's going to be different.
Yeah, we used to go to the one in Richmond, and you would link 3 cars together. One would have steering, one would have brakes, and one would have gas, and that was like it was a lot of fun. And it was mainly who made it to the end. And you got each people, chained together, and they're all trying to work together in 3 different vehicles.
I got you.
Yeah, that, I thought it sounded absolutely crazy the first time she told me about it, and then we actually went and seen it at one point, and
It's fun.
it was fun, but it was even crazier trying to see it actually live in person and how they actually make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's different kinds of racing in every discipline too. Like even in drag racing, it's evolved through the years. You have regular heads up drag racing that everybody knows about, and this and that and the other. But now you've got no prep, and that's become really popular. And so, yeah,
What is that?
no prep is basically where they don't prep the track at all. I mean, they might prep it a little bit. They don't prep it like they do an actual like heads up race or anything. And
Mhm.
so it really, what it comes down to is they're replicating what it would be like on the street, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
If I break it down, Barney style, that's what it is.
Yeah, you gotta kind of do that with us.
Write it in crayon.
Speaking of,
I have mine right here, so I never am far without mine.
there you go.
Oh, what do we got here? Frank said in response to Tor saying that drag racing is completely different in San Francisco and Atlanta. Frank said that took me a very long time to get. I'm ashamed of myself, and not that I didn't think of it. Theo responded saying, Frank, it was either that or that's on his face, but I'm a gentleman, and my humor is not so crass. Okay.
Theo coming out with the words.
Yeah.
Lots of words. Jimmy's trying to squint the screen.
I'm struggling. He didn't write it in crayon. He typed it out, and
So the only time I've ever experienced any racing like that is in Germany and also in Puerto Rico. You go to Puerto Rico on the weekends when that sun goes down in a lot of places, that's it. They will block the streets and it's just straight drag racing out there on some like Fast and Furious type stuff. But other than that,
wow.
I've never got to witness it.
Well,
Yeah.
I know that.
you gotta go at least once. I mean, you need to go for the ultimate experience too. Like, get yourself a pit pass or a garage pass, whatever you can get, and just go.
Josh.
It-
Sorry.
It's a it's a completely different experience than being in the stands. And like, even if you're in the stands, like if you just get a ticket and go to a race, you're still going to have fun, and you're still going to understand the sport a lot more than you do now. Like most people just watch TV at home and they see cars going in circles, and there's a lot more to the sport than that. There's people out there that likes ball games and stuff that I said earlier I couldn't get into. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's more to it that might interest me. I don't know. I haven't went to a ball game. Maybe that's
Yeah.
something I need to try. But my point is there's so much more to it that meets the eye. There's drama and emotion behind it, and all these adjustments that a driver has to do to get their car to feel right, and then it doesn't always go right. And so like there's a lot of people out there that is invested in and love storylines of like movies and shows and like WWE, but none of this is scripted. Like everything is 100% real. Everybody's out there to race and compete, and to a lot of us it's fun, but to a lot of, well, most of us, if not all of us, it's serious. Like we're out there to do the best we can, to place the best we can, and hopefully win. And so there's really a lot that goes into it that you don't see. And if you were to come to the garage area or the pits or both, or even if you were in the stands, I mean, it's a completely different atmosphere than you would ever expect. I mean, it's very, very intense.
Well, speaking
That's
of the seriousness and all that, I wanted to ask the question about your mission now of of what the race represents?
Sure. So I didn't, well, back in May, I got a, well, I realized that I still had an approval to race in ARCA. And I decided, if I'm going to come back, I want to do it with purpose. I want it to have meaning of, something more than myself, something bigger than myself that I can devote my time and energy into to make an impact. And, back in 2017, I was diagnosed with PTSD and depression, and it hit me really hard. And so, veteran suicide is a cause that is really close and dear to me because, I've been there myself, and learning and hearing about the 22 a day is awful. But really, recent studies have shown that the number is higher than that.
Yeah,
And,
22 a day is just a catchphrase.
you know,
You're right. It's twice as much as that.
exactly. So I took it up on myself to make and create this mission where I am racing, and every lap that I do on the racetrack, when it comes to a race, is dedicated to a veteran that lost their life to suicide. At DeCoin, I had 100 names for every lap that I was to compete at DeCoin. We didn't get to do 100 laps because my engine decided to quit on me. I didn't,
Yeah.
yeah, that didn't work, and it wasn't good. Um, but I still completed 12 laps. I still had this flyer that I feel and felt that it made an impact in the community, in the veteran community, and outside of the veteran community, because everybody hears 22 a day. I mean, and I feel like a lot of people has gotten numb to that. So when you see this flyer of all these veterans that you know has killed themselves, they all have a story, they all have a life, they all have, they could be somebody, and like, it's just an eye opener. You're no
Yeah.
longer being numb to hearing the 22 a day. You're seeing something in front of you that is representing this many veterans that has that is no longer with us. And so it's a way to honor them, and get people to um, be involved and understand that this is a real issue. And it's also a way for me to connect in the veteran community, and let veterans know that it's okay not to be okay. If you need help, reach out. I have charities involved in my program. I call it my charity initiative program, where I advertise for those charities through my racing program, but I'm also able to refer a veteran to those resources to get the help that they need through those charities.
Yeah, that's amazing. I know, I put out a call out to all of the veterans that we're connected with to give either their friends or loved ones names. And we were able to pull 170 for the Bristol race. And I'm so excited because you've got all your 200 laps. I think you guys had some as well from your last race. So we're well over 200 for the Bristol race. And I was able to read these emails. And I can't express to you enough the impact of what you're doing. It's a way to prove to their families, and to say their names. We say never forgotten, but this really kind of proved to a lot of family members that you know they are never forgotten.
Yeah. And they're really not. And um I've had some of those families reach out to me, and it's heart wrenching. That's really the only word that I'd come up with. And for me to be able to do this and honor these fallen heroes, or it's something that I take pride in. Um, I wish that veteran suicide wasn't even a thing, but it is, and this is what I feel that I'm here for. So we're going to keep going. We're going to do what we can. We're going to have fun at Bristol, but every lap is going to be in honor of a veteran and that lost their life. And at DeCoin, I did 12 laps before my engine blew. So I posted the bios of each and every lap that I completed at DeCoin of those veterans that lost their lives to suicide. And I look to continue doing that. You will see that at Bristol, after Bristol as well.
That's
Awesome,
awesome.
awesome.
On the screen right now, we've got the flyer up there as far as it goes.
This is the old flyer.
Yeah.
It's not the Bristol one yet, but
Yeah, we've got the old flyer up there, and that is absolutely awesome. But there a minute ago we had it up. We're going to bring it up now. We had a video prepped and ready to play. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this video before we play it?
you don't
Jimmy
hear
Grease.
Jimmy. Josh,
Testing,
can you
testing.
tell us about the video we're getting ready to see?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I
Aaron,
I,
you
did,
can
I
hear me.
didn't see it. I didn't see a video yet, and then it's just a
Don't
still
worry.
picture that comes up. But no, that was me at DeCoin. I think that's the one you're getting ready to play, where it shows like my speed in comparison to other cars. I mean, we were still slow. I was knocking the rust off, knocking the cobwebs out and whatnot. It was just one of those things where I steadily improved throughout the day. Like, I gained 5 seconds of speed between practice and the race, but I still didn't have what I needed to compete with the big teams. Like, my engine program just wasn't there. And the car that I was in, I could have been competitive with it if I had the right motor, but I still probably wouldn't have won in it, but it would have been okay. I wasn't able to really bring enough funding to that race. I needed more sponsors for it, and going forward, those opportunities are available out there for people that may be interested in joining the cause and joining with me for this mission.
Absolutely. All right, let's play the
All right,
video.
Theo, go ahead.
That is- I didn't know if it stopped in the middle of the video or something. It sounds like, is that it?
Yep, that's it. It's it may look pretty. It may look like a small video, but that's. I mean, we're making pretty good speed there.
No. I thought the video skipped, so I wasn't sure our heads were above the little line that comes across telling you how long that you have left in the video. So when it stopped, I was like, "Is that a glitch?
Yeah.
Should I talk?"
That you had sent it to us
If
before
you
and we're
think
watching it on.
if you think that one glitched, wait until I go to Daytona or Talladega one day and I have somebody do a flyby video.
Oh wow!
Watching it on the phone earlier, when you hit play on the phone, when it gets to the end, it automatically restarted, so it looked like it was multiple laps at first. So I didn't realize it was that small of a clip of the race, but that is awesome.
What's the average speed? Like, I know there's not a lot of people or I
Well,
don't know if there is a lot of people that are, fully aware of like what speed you guys go.
Well, it
What's
depends on
the
the.
average speed?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the racetrack, really. I mean, uh, like Bristol, I might hit 120, 130 at the most, I'm gonna say.
Mhm.
But like if we go to Daytona or Talladega, we'll be at 180, 185. Charlotte probably closer to 200. Same way with like Pocono. Um,
Right.
but then like you have tracks like Bristol, you have tracks like DeCoin. DeCoin, you might be able to hit 120 on the high end. So it just depends, And then like Berlin, it's a kind of a weird track. You might, if you're lucky, hit 80, 90, or 100 there. But it's a weird track. It's an awesome track, but it's weird. It has like this dog leg on the front stretch. It's different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Judy, do you want to run through the comments real quick,
yeah.
and then we'll get to ask Jody.
Sorry, trying to scroll down. So in reference to first starting out, talking about what your mission was and stuff,
Linda.
Linda Hudson had said that's amazing. Spanky said the impact is there. Keisha said, wonderful what you're doing.
Thank you.
Uh, Spanky said, they are never forgotten.
Mhm.
Uh, Aaron Vickers, we need more influencers like this in the. It moved on me.
In the world.
In the world, you're doing an amazing thing. And that is true.
Absolutely.
That is absolutely true.
I appreciate
Um,
that. I'm doing what I feel is right. I'm doing what I feel like I have a calling to do. Like a lot of veterans out there, they don't really have anybody to give them a voice. They're going through it, with PTSD and depression and anxiety or whatever it may be, and they feel really alone and they don't know where to turn, and so they feel backed into a corner. And a lot of these veterans, they kind of have to have permission to not feel okay and to get help. And
Yeah.
so, like, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give these people a voice and bring awareness to those that have committed suicide, and to honor and remember those that have lost their lives in doing so. But for me, what's important is also helping the living and getting them off of the edge. You know what I mean?
Yes. No, I completely agree. I think every one of us here has been touched by one or more suicides that have really rocked their world. I've mentioned before, my brother was a Marine who committed suicide. Lex has a pretty horrific story as well. Um, and what feeds our soul is giving back and bringing awareness to this, and letting people know. A lot of veterans feel ashamed or feel like they're weak if they say anything. And I can tell you 100% without a doubt, it will be the most courageous thing you do to reach out to somebody and ask for help.
I think that one of the important things is, we constantly talk about ending the stigma and just being okay with not being okay, talking about it and all that stuff. And I think that what you're doing, being on that platform, while you're driving, being on that level, and someone watching, not just another driver, but a Marine as well, one of us driving around mentioning someone's name, right? That's how everyone lives on, right? But continuing to mention who they are. right? These are our brothers, these are our sisters. I think it's amazing, especially if you have their loved ones in the stands or at home watching, and being able to feel that and continue to have that platform to spread the awareness, right? To also have those who are afraid to talk about it, to see someone like you doing it and saying, hey, this guy's making it okay. Maybe we should talk about it more. Um,
Yeah.
so I think it is amazing. And the fact that you explained it in a very humble way, like, hey, look, I'm just a guy feeling like that right there in itself, you didn't have to even finish the sentence, in itself is what makes it even more special. You felt there was another way you can serve, and you're doing it. And it's not just 22 just to, bring in some money about it. No, it's 22 like, hey, let's talk about this and let's make it okay. And I think that that's amazing.
And I think one of the things you mentioned, like you said, this isn't just their names. This is, yes, their names are dedicated to each lap, but you're also now have taken it a step further and written bios and, you know, put out their picture after the races and stuff. And I think that's amazing. And I know I heard you wanted to continue that. So I think that's an amazing opportunity so that people can, you know, tell their loved one's story.
Absolutely. You know, I'm not doing the pictures just because the I mean, like at Bristol, I do 200 laps. That's 200 bios that I'm going to be posting.
Right.
And so I don't like if I post that many bios, and I post that many pictures, not everybody is going to be able to put a face
Yeah.
to the name. And on top of that, it will be really I'm going to say
Yeah.
clustered.
No, no.
You know what I
I
mean?
said
Like
I
if
misspoke when I said pictures. I was searching for words and I picked the wrong one. But the
it's all
bios
good.
alone, I mean, it's telling their story.
Absolutely. And that's what I feel Laps of Honor is also about is telling the stories of these veterans, what and who they left behind, and you know uh, they were gone too early, and where they served, if they did any tours, and just you get their life story, like lap 1, lap 2, lap 3, lap 4, lap 5, so on and so forth. And I then you read all these stories, and you're like, wow, it really hits you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I definitely do. Even like I said, getting the thank you emails really like it choked me up reading just the thank yous for thinking of them and reaching out to them. Um okay, so I'm gonna start crying, so I'm going to do what I normally do and say something inappropriate. No, just joking. It's Ask Jody time.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you've gotten me to tear up a few times here, so I'm trying to hold it together, really. All right, hello, Jody. How are you doing tonight?
I'm still breathing. I'm here.
All right, I got a couple questions for you now. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, Jody. Why do I keep falling for people who are broken or toxic? How do I stop choosing chaos and calling it love?
All right. The simple answer is because you continue to look for people that are on your level, right? So if you are a fixer, naturally you're going to find someone who's a little bit broken because you're going to want to fix them, right? So you
I
mistake
get it.
so you mistake emotional CPR for intimacy, right? That's not a partner, that's a project. So a lot of times you think saving someone earns you loyalty, but it's just going to drain you. So some point you got to stop mistaking the trauma bond for a love story and just remember that actual real love isn't a rescue mission. It's people carrying their own shit, not dragging a corpse around. So raise your
Right.
frequency and you might find someone on that level too.
I say heal yourself, look inside yourself, and then seek a relationship. But until then, stop. Um, so I completely agree with you.
Listen, I thought I was a foster boyfriend. You know, I'm just fostering these women till they find their forever home. Like,
All right, so here's question 2. Jody, what's the best way to tell someone I'm not interested without hurting their feelings?
I thought about this for a moment because there's a few ways you can do it, right? But there isn't one, right? Because rejection is just a free trial to heartbreak. There's just different ones, right? There's different levels. I think at the end of the day, just be honest and don't sugarcoat it, because no one wants that Splenda love, right? They want something that's real, and it's feelings. Feelings eventually, listen, they're gonna go away, right? It's not like you're actually killing them, but being honest and telling them up front is just ripping that band-aid and allowing them to kind of make their own decisions after that.
Yeah, I believe in being straight up so that, just be honest and tell, put your boundaries up in the very beginning. And generally, you don't have that issue, but, there are those clingers. Um,
That's just it. That if you listen, if you're not completely straight up and don't sugarcoat it, there's a lot of people that believe like, listen, there's a chance. There's still a chance.
if I just keep trying.
Yeah, that's it. There's still a chance.
All right, that sounds awesome. Question number 3. Jody, how would I know if she actually loves me or just the idea of me? Now you can speak from experience on this. I'm just joking.
All right, I think that this one's easy, right? Like if you want to know if someone loves you or it's an idea, just kind of strip everything away, right? Strip the charm, strip everything away, just show them the raw version of you, right? Like the insecurities, the mess, those 3 a.m. calls, that anxiety. Like, listen, if they're willing to accept you to that ugly cry, like, and if she bails or he bails, then you got your answer right there, right? If they stick around, then again, you know that it's a little more real, or they are willing to look past that, right? If she bails out or he bails out, then they wanted the trailer version of you, not like the full story.
So you mean you found the one if you call them at 3 a.m. and say you want to come over and watch a movie, and they stick around?
Listen,
No, he paid for that one. He paid for that one. I was like, I am not a booty call. Yeah, you need to call someone else. Yeah, no, he paid hard for that one for a while. I told him if you're going to treat me like that, you better leave money on the nightstand.
listen, that real person is going to accept you. Doesn't matter whether you are a CEO or flipping burgers at Burger King. At the end of the day, if they're willing to see you past that. And if not, I had that conversation today. If I ever go on a first date, I'm taking them to a swimming pool to make sure all that's real.
Right. Nowadays, I do not envy single people in these days with the makeup, the contouring, the, butt pads, the Spanx. I'm all speaking from experience
The
here.
eyelashes that looks like you want to fly away. I don't know who thought that was
Okay.
cute.
Don't mess with my eyelashes.
I don't know. No. Listen, the ones that look like you're about to like take off.
Yeah, no, mine don't look like that.
All right, so looking at a couple of comments here, in response to Beth saying that she was going to say something inappropriate, Spanky said that he's the same way. He'll crack a joke at the most inappropriate times, but he will make you laugh.
That's
Theo
so mean.
Theo said Lex is about to get a new nickname. Bars. Or, yeah, bars.
Bars.
It keeps moving on it.
You said, I'm on the level where real money comes with, or real love comes with money.
The best way to tell someone I'm not interested without hurting them is to write it in. Hang on.
Yeah.
It's not your fault if they don't understand.
Oh my goodness. Ann said reply to, or this is a reply to you from Ann. She said money, land, dogs, and cars. Oh, Lex, not Lex, sorry. Theo, you might have found a woman.
Theo said if she loves you, she'll give you money. It's also real if you have chronic flatulence and they don't smell it. Aaron said, true test, fart on them and see if they can handle it.
It seems to be the go-to here, you know. I thought it. I really did.
Maria said, no to Splenda Love. So I'm getting blind here, so.
Aaron said, Theo, Theo responded, you need your own relationship podcast to Aaron. Aaron said, shit, no one wants that. Too many feelings will be hurt. That's probably more reason why you should do it. And Theo said, I like women with the big eyelashes because they can't see a good man coming. That one took me a moment, Theo. I'm slow today, but I got that.
I know, we all are. It seems like we're all working on our last.
They asked, what about Stevia Love?
Stevia, because it's love.
Right. Alrighty. So that's it for Ask Jody. We'll move into the bad advice and hypothetical hijinks. Now, remember, Josh, the goal of this is we've had someone write in a question and you're going to answer, but your goal is to give the worst advice possible. So
Great.
We'll all go and then we'll read some comments and give them time to type it up.
So, bad advice 1. My sponsor dropped me 30 minutes before a race. What should I do?
Leave the race.
Is that the good advice or the bad advice?
Sounds like good advice.
No, that'd be bad advice. Because then if you do the race, well, I mean, they might have left you, but you'll have a chance of getting another one if you finish well, right?
Okay. So, like, if you got a sponsor and they dropped you, you still are eligible for that race. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say go live and beat the car up.
I'm gonna say when they drop the green,
you leave the race and done.
When they drop the green flag, let everybody else take off, whip a 180 and start running the race in the opposite direction.
That would be fun.
Whatever, you know what I mean.
All right, I gotta give them a hard time.
I think that'd actually be a nightmare.
Yeah.
There is. And then as they come back around,
what flag do they use to tell you to go?
White.
White? I thought it was green.
No, it's green.
Oh man!
I thought white flag meant that there was one lap left, but
yeah, white flag means one lap.
I don't think I've ever.
Hey, y'all told me to give bad advice. Y'all's over here asking me questions. I'm just giving y'all the wrong answers.
All right. Angela Cook said sleep with his wife.
Oh Lord!
Aaron said right. Fuck you. Insert sponsor's name on your windshield. Theo said spray paint mama on top of the car and hit the lanes.
So continue the race.
Yeah. No to stevia. Also only organic sugar. All right, bad advice 2. How should I get into racing?
Well, take your local grocery cart, go up a hill, and just go for it.
Also, I'm live. I think everything's worse or better with live.
You pull a Johnny Knoxville going down the hill in a grocery cart.
Yeah, that.
I was gonna say, oh, with a TV on your shoulders and just run from the cops on live TV.
Hey, that works. Be on live PD, free advertisement
go.
right there.
Go
Yeah.
old school Teen Wolf, get a box truck and start racing in the box truck, or have one person driving the box truck as your race car while someone else is doing a headstand naked on the roof.
There you go.
I don't know what set racing that they're in the little wooden things, and they go down a hill straight, like literally straight down a curvy hill.
Soapbox racing.
Soapbox racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that
Yeah.
on live.
Aaron said, "Show the boobies."
Oh gosh.
If you got them.
Aaron said, stick a rubber chicken in the tailpipe.
Oh Lord.
You know, I just ordered a shirt that says "Show your boobies if you hate racism."
You,
Oh,
you
Lord.
pretty much guilt us to show our boobs, because if we don't, we agree with racism.
That's right.
That's actually very good.
That's what happens when you scroll TikTok and you see the shop and you're like, oh, okay.
That's why you're going to school for psychology.
That's right. Who better to understand the crazies than a crazy? See? All right. Theo said start at a small level. First race, Skechers, Heelys, then race roller skates, then start speed walking. After that, train your insides and start racing to see who gets diarrhea the fastest from Taco Bell. Then you'll be ready.
There you go.
That was a good one.
I like it.
He also said the best way to start racing is to work on your Russian accent.
That'll work.
And drink more vodka.
All right, I got time for at least one hypothetical hijink, because we're almost out of time. So this is the chance where we come up with a
This is where we
off the wall
redeem our soul.
hypothetical as far as that goes. Your goal is to redeem your soul by giving the best advice possible.
Okay.
You're at the Daytona 500, and suddenly the announcers say from the loudspeakers, the race will be won by the sexiest dance moves done the fastest in the pit. What do you do?
Well, this is an open-ended question. Does this mean I have? Does this mean I still have a speed limit on pit road?
You know, with this
Dealer's
question
choice?
as being as convoluted as it is, you would think it'd be in there, but unfortunately it's not. So it's dealer's choice on this one.
Okay. If I don't have a speed limit on pit road, then I am flying to my pit stall like the all-star race forever ago, and I'm sliding in there, and then I'm just going to start. I'm going to get out of the car, helmet, horns on, and everything, and just start doing a crazy dance like a two-step or something, or line dance or anything. There you are.
Yeah,
I'll be like Ricky Bobby getting out of the car. I'm on fire.
I can't remember that movie where those two guys were like this all the time, but that's in my head. I'm a dancer, so it's either twerking or no. I'm
White girl
not that
call-
bad of a- I'm
white
not
girl
that bad
Carlton?
of a white girl dancer. Well,
I don't know. I guess I could get out there and shake my stump a little bit, but
yeah, it's never dance for me. One. But we're out of time. I can't believe it flew by so fast. We absolutely loved having you on, and we'd love to have you back. Is there any? Can you just kind of give the different organizations you're working with?
Yeah. So huge shout out to all my sponsors. Hives for Heroes. They've been awesome. I can't wait to have them at Bristol. You know, we're going to have the Hives for Heroes car there awesome organization. And then I've got the Marine Corps League. They sponsored me at DuQuoin, as well as Healing the Hero, Frontline to Field Foundation, Catastrophic Industries, Packer Max, Quiver Liquor, Custom Arrows, Slatcher Archery. We've got West Virginia Eye Consultants, 23rd Veteran, Load Trail, the Not Alone Society, J&K Lift Service. Remember Everyone Deployed, K9 Heroes, 4 Heroes, and Devil Dog K9. We've got a bunch of support
That's
behind
awesome.
us. There's always room for more. You know, the
Isn't it cheap?
motorsports is
Not a
extremely
cheap
expensive.
sport by any means. Very
No. As much as I wish it was,
Right.
it's just not.
Well,
So I'm always looking for more
we're
sponsors.
again absolutely grateful you came on. We're going to be rooting for you for Bristol, and we hope to have you back. But again, thank you so much for coming on.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us here in the Smoke Pit. We hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed Josh coming on and telling you about the racing and the amazing mission he's got going. Get a chance to make it out to Bristol or check out his site for other races that they've got coming up. Get out there, show them some love and support. Be greatly appreciated. From the Smoke Pit here on the Smoke and Joe, we love you guys and good night.